of this doubleheader between Post and Felician. The first pitch is a strike on a swing and a miss, and we're underway. Devin Barnett, the southpaw, in the pitcher's circle for game 2. And she's facing off against a little bit of a different look with this Golden Eagles starting lineup. As that pitch is taken low. So the count's 1-1. Hannah Ramirez is leading things off. She's playing center field. The 1-1. High pop-up, shallow left field, and the catch is made for the first out. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment here for the Eagles. From left to right, it's Calabrese, Oliver, and Biseglia. From third to first, it's Sapia, Dickinson, Tompkins, and then Bailey Dickinson over at first. And Barnett is pitching to Brianna Hines. Monique Sandoval now up here for Felician. She takes one up and away. And the pitch. That one fouled back. Again, Robbie Johnson here with the play-by-play commentary. If you didn't tune into Game 1, it was a back-and-forth affair. An offensive explosion for both teams, but Felician came out on top with a 14-8 win. A little karate chop hack. She fouls it back to the back screen. Monique Sandoval, she's hitting .286 on the season with no home runs and 4 RBIs. Down in the count here, Barnett deals. One hopper over to short. The throw across the diamond in time from Dickinson to Dickinson, so there's 2 away. And that brings up Michaela Brown, who had a monster first game. And so did the person on deck. And Kim Torres. We'll see if she can get a plate appearance in the first. As that one is dealt outside. That one just below the knees, 2-0. Barnett looking for her first win this year in 45 1/3 innings pitched. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a foul tip into the glove, 2-1. Barnett, the sophomore from National Park, New Jersey. Here's the 2-1. High fly ball, deep center field. Oliver backpedaling back in. She makes the catch to end the inning. 1-2-3 frame for Post. A great start to this one. We'll go to the bottom of the first. They'll pick up the bats when we come back. Bottom of the first in game 2 of this twin bill between Post and Felician. A little CACC softball for you. Alyssa Calabrese to lead things off for the Eagles. It'll be Calabrese, Hines, Sapia, Dickinson, Tompkins, Biseglia, Dickinson, Searles, and then Isabella Oliver. So a similar lineup will try and attack this Golden Falcons pitching staff. And now the count's 1-1. It's Jocelyn Moody who's in the pitcher's circle for game 2. The sun hiding behind the clouds once again. Came out for a brief moment at the end of game 1, but now it's getting pretty cold once again. As there's a line drive over to second, easy play for the first out. We'll take a look at the defensive alignment here for the Golden Falcons. From left to right, it's Brown, Brown, Ramirez, and Sandoval. From third to first, it's Alice, Cateau, Reyes, and Alberon. And you have Moody dealing to De La Rosa behind home plate. Michaela De La Rosa making her first start today. Hines lines one into center field, but the running catch is made by Hannah Ramirez for the second out. Good swing there, just not rewarded for Hines. And that brings up Nyla Sapia. There's a strike right down the middle, 0-1. The 0-1. Tapped foul. So it's 0-2. Eagles were able to salvage a split in yesterday's doubleheader at AIC, trying to do the same thing here on their home turf. That one just a little up and inside, so it's 1-2. After the first loss of today's action, Post now 2-13 in CACC play. Felician 6-11, as that's a mile-high pop-up down the right field line. Foul territory, and the catch cannot be made. Would have been a really nice play by Aria Reyes, but just couldn't make it, just off the tip of her glove. Another life here for Sapia. Moody ready. She deals. There's a foul ball. And the pitch. Hard ground ball to third. The throw across the diamond in time to end the frame. Both pitchers had nice 1, 2, 3 innings. We're through one, no score. Barnett about to face the best hitter in the Golden Falcons lineup in Kim Torres. An amazing game one. She takes that bouncer low, 1-0. Torres had a 3-for-4 game with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. And the 2 home runs came in her first 2 ABs. One to dead center, another one way out in right center. She rolls over that one. Diving stop by Tompkins. And now going for second is Torres, and she'll get there. A very unconventional double. But it gets the job done. She has another hit tallied in this doubleheader. 4 for number 4. An excellent effort there by Tompkins, but the ball just caromed off her glove and trickled towards the right field line. You might not ever see a double like that ever again. But credit to Torres hustling right out of the box. Here's Layla Alberon. Multi-hit game in game one. Elects to take a strike. The 0-1. Fouled away, 0-2. Torres represents the first runner in scoring position for either team. Fly ball to right. Biseglia makes the catch. Torres stays put at second. So that's out number 1. Next up, Aria Reyes. Reyes playing second base in game 2. Lefty on righty matchup. Pop up behind home plate. Hines there to make the catch. So 2 quick outs for Barnett after giving off a leadoff double. And that brings up Kaylee Ollis, who's playing the hot corner in game 2. First pitch to her. On the ground to second. Tompkins. Over to first. And that ends the frame. The Golden Falcons strand a runner in scoring position. Still scoreless. Bailey Dickinson to kickstart things in the bottom of the second. Still scoreless. It'll be Bailey Dickinson, Angelica Tompkins, and then Alexandra Biseglia. Dickinson scored a run and a big double in game one. First pitch, lifted high in the air, center field. Catch is made by Ramirez. One quick out here in the bottom of the second. Angelica Tompkins now up for the Eagles, starting at second base. Almost made a terrific diving play, but the ball trickled off her glove and caromed down the right field line. High pop-up, right field, 2 gone. And that brings up Alexandra Biseglia. Biseglia lines that one into right center for a base hit. That's going to roll to the wall. Biseglia going for 2, and she slides in safely. 2 out, 2 bagger for Biseglia. Now Brooke Dickinson will dig in. Runner on second with 2 away. Moody trying to wiggle out of the jam. Great stop behind home plate. So it's 1-0. Big hack there, but fouls it back. Here's the 1-1. Some great swings in this at bat, just missing them. Brooke Dickinson down in the count 1-2. Moody the 1-2. Fouled away, so it's still 1-2. Another 1-2 offering. Here it comes. Sails high, so it's 2-2. Riley Williams went the distance for the Golden Falcons. Or almost, I should say. And Sharapan closed it out. So Moody looking to give some length to Felician once again. Sharapan getting 5 outs to close the deal in the first game. Full count here as Moody gets ready. The pitch to Dickinson. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout to end the frame. 2 innings in the books. 0-0 ball game. No, thank you. Michaela De La Rosa to start things off in the top of the third. Barnett deals. Little blooper over to third. And the catch is made. Very quick out here to start the top half of the frame. That brings up Sadie Cateau. Cateau was a spark plug in game one, right at the bottom of the order. That pitch yanked a little outside, so it's 1-0. Here's the 1-0. 1-1. Much different start to this one. In game one, a lot of offense in the beginning. But so far, both pitchers have done a really nice job. That one is lifted in the air. Center field, Oliver camped under it for the second out. And it's back to the top of the order for the Golden Falcons. Hannah Ramirez did not get on in her first AB, and she takes a strike. Leaves that one above the letters. Here's the 1-1. Bouncing ball foul, so the count is 1-2. Another 1-2 offering. Flutter is high, 2-2. And the pitch. Lifted high in the air, right center field. Oliver can't get there, and it's going to bounce to the wall. Ramirez will pump the brakes. She'll stay at second. But a booming double in the right center gap puts another runner in scoring position here for Felician. So Monique Sandoval with a great opportunity here. Change up low and away, 1-0. The 1-0 on the outside corner, 1-1. Ramirez with speed on second. Barnett trying to wiggle out of this one. Line drive right at Dickinson, and she does just that. So a double stranded in scoring position will go to the bottom of the third, still 0-0. Bottom of the third we go. Still a scoreless ball game, and a bunt is laying down. But falling over there, running to first, and the out is made. An unlucky break. It was Hannah Searles who fell as she laid the bunt down. It was a beautiful bunt, but just tripping as she was running out of the box. So it made an easy play there for Felician. Now Oliver, first pitch swinging. Flies it out towards center, and Ramirez plucks it from the sky. So 2 quick outs for the Golden Falcons. And it brings it back to the top of the order with Alyssa Calabrese. Way outside 1-0. So definitely a momentum change there. A big difference, because if she just stays on her feet, that's probably an infield single, and you don't know what happens after that. A completely different inning compared to having a runner on first, nobody out. And just like that, now there's 2 outs and nobody on. That one smacked up the middle for a base hit. Ramirez stops it in center, so a 2-out base knock for Calabrese. That's her first hit in either game today. Here's Brianna Hines. Hines chops it to third, but it's called foul. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Wind still going left to right. The 0-2. Snap throw to first on the ball. Not in time. So it's a 1-2 count. Moody looking in for the sign, she deals. 2-2. Runner on first, 2 away. Robbie Johnson here breaking down all the action. 0-0 game. 2-2 pitch on the horizon. Here it comes. And a big swing and a miss. Moody gets another punch out. So we're through 3 innings. It's a pitcher's duel here at Lemoy Field. Heart of the order about to face Devin Barnett in the top of the fourth. It's a 0-0 game. But if anybody can make this turn on a dime, it's going to be this part of the order. Starting right now as Barnett deals. That one swung on and fouled back. So it's 0-1. Michaela Brown again starting in the left field here in game 2. Brown leaves that outside. Here's the pitch. Brushes back Brown. So Barnett a little behind. She deals. 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Outside ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Brown. And it doesn't get any better here with Kim Torres stepping up. A 4-for-5 doubleheader thus far. Looking to do even more damage here. Had 2 home runs in her first 2 at-bats in Game 1 and tallied 5 RBIs. Pops that one up behind home plate, and the catch is made. A nice running grab there by Hines, and they're able to retire Torres. So a big out tying up Torres up and inside. And that brings up Layla Alberon. Line drive right center field. That drops for a base hit and it rolls to the wall. Brown's getting the windmill. The throw is missed on the cutoff. And that allows Brown to score into second with an RBI double as Layla Alberon. Felician strikes first. It's 1-0. Showing off the pop in the gap there. And Brown showing off the speed. Here's Aria Reyes. Keeps the bat on her shoulder there, so it's 1-0. The 1-0. 2-0 count. Now a little conversation between the third base coach and the home plate umpire. Felician led by head coach Phil Delgado and assisted by Jim Gleason. This team, like Post, has faced a lot of adversity. Just trying to string together one solid stretch of softball. And something happened there. And because of it, there might be a pitching change or a hitting change. Something really weird there. But either way, a runner on second with still one out. Already a run plated in this inning. The 1-1. High drive, deep right center field. Oliver going back. She can't get there as a one hops up against the wall. That'll score one. And there will be no play at third. It's a stand-up triple. 2-0 Felician. That one hung up there for a while. Oliver so close to making the grab. But it's another extra base hit for the Golden Falcons. So they take a 2-0 lead off Barnett. And now they're checking on Oliver. Just making sure that she's okay after banging into the fence. So Kaylee Alice up with a runner on third, still one out. 2-0 ball game if you're just tuning in. Both runs coming in this inning. RBI double for Alberon. Then a stand-up triple just moments ago. Bounced low. Here's the offering. Ground ball to third. Sapia throws in time. And a little wild throw. Here's the throw to the plate. And it's not in time. They thought they had the base runner baited in between third and home plate. They tried to run her back, throw it there, but it was a wild throw over to third that allowed the runner to score. So Felician leads 3-0. That's a tough break. Throwing the softball all around. And getting penalized because of it. As there's a base hit into center. So that was a nice piece of hitting there by Michaela De La Rosa. Now that brings up Sadie Cateau with two down. Strike at the knees, 0-1. Cateau has done it offensively and defensively today, making a few sparkling plays up the middle. Bounces it out to short. Dickinson bobbles, and no play at either bag. It'll be an E6 to keep the top of the fourth alive. And that brings us back to the top of the order with Hannah Ramirez. She lines it into left field. It's a base knock. Station to station softball, and the bases are juiced once again. So Felician camping out at every single bag. And that brings up Monique Sandoval. Chance to really break this baby open. Barnett was cruising, but the Golden Falcons bats starting to come alive. Now in a 3-0 deficit off the end of the bat foul, so it's 0-2. Doesn't chase the high heat, so it's 1-2. And the pitch. 2-2. And the pitch. Sandoval stays alive. Barnett ready, she fires. Another weak pop-up that carries out of play. Literally the same exact thing. Golden Falcons running up the pitch count for Barnett. Bases juice, 2 away, 3-0 Felician. Here's the pitch. A little low and outside, full count. Payoff pitch. Slow tapper over to third. The throw to first. It's up the line. That'll bring in at least 2. Runner held up at third, but it's going to be an E5 and 2-run score on the play, making it 5-0. High fly ball center field. Oliver there to end the inning. But not before a 5-run outburst for Felician. They do it once again with gap-to-gap hitting. So they're up 5-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Here's Nyla Sapia. As we commence the bottom of the fourth. After surrendering 5 runs, Post will try and claw back into it once again. They were in a 4-0 hole to start in game 1. Cut the deficit to 1 as that one is lined out to left for a base hit. So a good start for the Eagles here in the bottom of the fourth. But again, then they fell down 14-3 and only lost 14-8. So it was just about getting off to not the best start. And right now they'll have to try and climb out of this hole once again. Here's Bailey Dickinson. 1-0 count on her. Huge hole on the right side of the infield. More towards the middle. Check swing. Did she go? No, she didn't. So it's 2-0. Way inside, 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1. Bouncing ball to short. This could be 2. There's 1. And there's 2. 6-4-3 double play. Exactly what Felician needed. And here comes Angelica Tompkins. Jocelyn Moody has been grooving thus far. Gets behind 1-0 there. High fly ball, deep right center field. Going back Ramirez, and that one hops up against the wall. Tompkins will stop at second with a 2-out, 2-bagger. So Tompkins putting a charge in that one. That'll bring up Brooke Dickinson. Cues that one foul down the right field line. Or excuse me, this is Alexandra Biseglia. Just above the letters, so it's 1-1. Pitch is high, 2-1. Felician 5, Post nothing. Golden Falcons looking to sweep this CACC doubleheader at Lemoy Field. Now it's a 3-1 count. Now a little pitching powwow. Let's see if that worked here for Moody. Deals inside, so it's ball 4. Runners on first and second now with 2 away. After the Biseglia walk, now that brings up Brooke Dickinson. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. And the pitch. Just outside, 1-2. Now a 2-2 count. Bounding ball to short. Cateau in time to end the inning. So post, they strand 2 runners, still down 5 as we go to the 5th. It'll be Barnett versus Torres to start the top of the 5th. Torres had a double in her first debut. Barnett got the best of her in the most recent at-bat, causing Torres to pop up behind home plate to Brianna Hines. Definitely not your typical double, though, as it was a ground ball on the right side of the infield, as that one is lofted in the air down the left field line. Calabrese can't make the catch. It was a hard ground ball in the second base, first base hole. Tompkins laid out, got a glove on it, but it trickled down the right field line. So Torres read it and went all the way to second. That one smacked up the middle. That'll get into center for a base knock. Maybe the hardest hit ball she's had all day, and that's saying something. Now 5 for 7 in this doubleheader. And a pinch runner will come in for her. Up and away, 1-0. Victory Leone now up, pinch hitting here for the Golden Falcons. Pitch is yanked low and outside, 2-0. That one lined into center, coming on Oliver. She makes the catch. So that's the first out. Might have just got off the end of the bat. So barely missing it. And that'll bring up Aria Reyes. Fouls it away, 0-1. Reyes hitless in today's contest. That pitch is low, runner going. The throw to second is offline, so a runner in scoring position. And the pitch. Ground ball to short. Dickinson fires to first to get out number 2. But the runner moves up to third. Kalialis will step into the right-handed batter's box with an opportunity to extend the lead to 6. Leaves that one outside, 1-0. Two and 0. Just below the knees, 3-0. Barnett has been nibbling the entire game, not really getting those low outside calls. Gets that call there, so it's 3-1. The 3-1. And that's ball 4. Didn't know it at first. Now runners on the corners with 2 outs. Michaela De La Rosa will step in now for the Golden Falcons. High drive, center field. Oliver has a beat on it, and she makes the grab. So that ends the inning. Felician can't scratch across the run, but they still have a comfy 5-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Here's Hannah Searles as she'll start the bottom of the fifth for the Post Eagles. Trailing 5-0. That one's inside 1-0. Jocelyn Moody, she's been terrific. Outside of that, pretty much getting ahead of most hitters and inducing a lot of weak contact like that. But the catch can't be made on the blooper. So it's a 1-1 count. Chopper over to third. The throw in time for the first out. So that'll bring up Isabella Oliver, who had a 3-hit game in game 1, but not much to show for it in a 14-8 loss. That's a humpback liner to short and too fast as she legs out another infield hit. Raising the average today in this doubleheader. Doing whatever she can to spark any momentum from the bottom half of this lineup. As she turns it over to Alyssa Calabrese with one away. Here's the pitch from Moody. Right down the middle, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Big swing, but it's fouled away, so it's 0-2. Here's the 0-2 offering. Tugged outside, 1-2. And the pitch. Hard ground ball. That'll get into center field for a base hit. Oliver to second. So runners on first and second with one away. So Brianna Hines will now step up to the plate for the Eagles with two runners on once again. It'll be a pitching change here for the Golden Falcons. We'll tell you who in just a moment. Here's Hines. Takes a strike, 0-1. Mallory Shevlin on to relieve Jocelyn Moody. That one is popped up foul. So it's 0-2. Attacking early. The 0-2 pulled foul, so it's still 0-2. Eagles need something here to have any hopes of coming back. They can get another runner on, then things get really interesting. The 0-2. Sky foul once again. Pulled foul once again. Oh, 2 pitches skied upward, so it's 1-2. The 1-2. Put a little extra oomph on it and lost control, so it's 2-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big punch out for Shevlin, and that's out number 2. So the junior from Middletown, New Jersey gets a big out there. And that brings up Nyla Sapia. Strike at the knees, 0-1. High cheddar right by her, so it's 0-2. Nothing in 2 count. Runners lead off first and second with 2 away. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Felician up 5-0. Here it comes. Drop ball, and it's outside anyways, so it's 1-2. The 1-2. High fly ball deep down the right field line, but it's foul. We'll do it again. The Shevlin deals, that's a high pop-up behind home plate. But the Golden Eagles run out of room. Shevlin deals once again. And they just continue to barely get pieces of it to stay alive. You got to give credit to the Eagles lineup. They're continuing to fight in these ABs. Making the Golden Eagles pitching staff work for every single out. Here it comes. Up and away once again. High drive, deep right field. And the catch is made. What a running catch, stealing an extra base hit, and possibly the first runs of the day for Post. Monique Sandoval with a terrific grab to end the frame as we go to the 6th. Still a 5-0 lead for Felician. Sadie Cateau to start things in the top of the 6th with her team up by 5. Barnett still dealing here for the Eagles. That one inside a 1-0. The 1-0. 2-0. Foul tipped into the glove and out of the glove, so it's 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Laced into right center. That'll get down for a base hit and go to the fence. Sadie Cateau has wheels and they're waving her to third. Here's the play, and the ball gets away. Nice backup, though, by Calabrese, who raced all the way from left field to back up third. That could have been really bad, so she prevented a Little League inside the Parker. Cateau with a triple to start here in the top of the 6th, and it's back to the top of the order with Hannah Ramirez. That'll get a job done. And that's going to drop for a base hit in left center field. Ramirez into second with an RBI double to make it 6-0 Felician. Little off the end of the bat, but placed perfectly. So Felician with a very quick run to start this frame. Here's Monique Sandoval. Had that amazing running catch in right field to end the bottom of the 5th. Almost felt like the last chance for Post to really creep back into this one. Bounced in the dirt. Runner going anyways. And Ramirez is safe at third. Great read off the bounce. So she's now 60 feet away from scoring. Here's the pitch. Way up and inside. So Sandoval way ahead. Little pitching conference here for Post. That one high, so it's ball 4. Sandoval on with a walk, so runners on the corners. After the conclusion of this game, Post has a doubleheader. They have to go all the way to Philadelphia to take on Jefferson in an afternoon doubleheader. These games were rescheduled from April 4th. Then on the 18th, they go to Delaware to take on Goldie Beacom in a doubleheader. Then their next games won't be until Monday. And they have a doubleheader against Georgian Court University right here at Lemoy Field. Brown takes it outside. The Eagles, they've stayed competitive for the most part, but it's just been a couple innings here and a couple innings there that have been the deciding factors. And that's just how it rolls sometimes in double headers. It's really a fraction of an error here or there that can determine the outcome. And now the bases are loaded after that walk. And up to the plate is Kim Torres, looking to provide an exclamation point to this doubleheader. Already a 6-0 game. She has 2 home runs in the doubleheader, both coming in game 1. Has 5 total RBIs. She's 5 for 7. Here's the pitch. High drive, center field. Oliver coming in on it to make the catch. That'll get a job done. It's a sac fly and an RBI, and then that throw goes into the third base dugout, allowing another runner to score. So a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Torres, and then another run scores on the E8 to make it 8-0. Post is trailing. So now Monique Sandoval was allowed to go to third base because of that too. It looks like another substitution is being made for Felician. So Torres doing a bit of everything right there, some situational hitting to get the job done. And now she has 6 RBIs in this doubleheader. The umpire's talking something through right now. Maybe trying to figure out exactly how to handle that overthrow into the third base dugout, making sure they have everybody in the right spot. Just double checking the rule and also maybe making sure the substitution is okay. So after all that, it looks like they're making a decision here to put the bases loaded. After all that chaos, we're back in action. Sky the other way, foul. So it's 0-1. Here's the pitch. High drive, deep left center field, and that baby is gone! A grand slam. When it rains, it pours for Felician. Victory, Leon mobbed at home plate. A grand slam. And that's the exclamation point there on an incredible day for the middle of this Golden Falcons order. There's a strike right down the middle. So after just trying to figure out what was going on, they loaded the bases up once again, and it didn't matter, as that one put way over the fence. The beat goes on and on for this Felician team, and it looked like this was going to be a pitcher's duel from start to finish, and this team has exploded for double-digit runs once again. Reyes leaves that one for the Worms. That one roped into left, and it gets over the head of Calabrese, and it rockets to the wall. Into second with a double is Reyes. Kalialis will step up to the plate. Gets underneath that one and fouls it away. Another crooked number for Felician. And they're 3 defensive outs away from sweeping the doubleheader. Sapia blocks that one. The throw to first in time. Runner moving up to third, and Reyes, so there's 2 gone. That one lined into left field. It's a base hit, and another run for Felician. That one a base hit for Giselle Lopez. Pinch hitting for Felician. And now Sadie Cateau, who started this inning with a triple, she'll step up. Takes a strike 0-1. The 0-1. 0-2. That one lofted foul down the right field line. So the Golden Falcons, they have hit for the cycle in this inning alone. Cateau had the triple, the hardest one, in the first AB. A grand slam for Victory Leon. Reyes had the double and a bunch of singles sprinkled in between. Fastball low, so it's now a 1-2 count. And the pitch, way outside. Tapper over to short. Dickinson. The throw not in time. And the wheels keep on churning. Another hit there. Here in the top of the sixth. Cateau legs out a hit. And now it's Hannah Ramirez once again, who had an RBI double already in this inning. That one lined out towards right field. Biseglia there. And that finally ends the inning. But the damage has been done. And the cherry on top was a grand slam. So Felician is 3 outs away from a win. Three more outs for Felician. But the Golden Falcons will have to face the middle of the post-Eagles order. It'll start with Bailey Dickinson. Taps that one foul behind home plate, 0-1. It's an 11-0 game. And it's only been 2 innings where Felician has recorded runs in this one. It was 5 runs in the 4th and now 6 in the 6th. That one yanked outside. Way inside, so it's 2-1. Here's the pitch. Tapped foul, so it's 2-2. The 2-2 pulled away foul, so count remains at 2s. And the pitch. Just outside 3-2. And the Eagles will take on Jefferson tomorrow in Philly for a doubleheader. So they'll have to have some short-term memory to get back at it. To get back at it for tomorrow. Here's the pitch. Sprayed foul. Yeah, we might not be getting that softball. A lot of people doing a great job of chasing after all the post-foul balls today. But that one traveled a little farther. That one, ball 4. So leadoff a runner on here for the Eagles. So Leah Marrero, she will step up to the plate as a pinch hitter. Runner on first with nobody out. Bouncing ball over to short. Cateau gets the out at first. So there's one away. That one off the glove over at second, and it goes into right for a base hit. Now runners at the corners with one away. So Brooke Dickinson will step up to the plate. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Uh-oh. Look out. That one went into the first base dugout and nearly decapitated somebody. That is as scary as it gets right there. My goodness. Here's the pitch. And the pitch, that one way outside. You're just really glad nobody got hit there. That was just really, really dangerous. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Post is down to their final out. That pitch is just outside. That one popped up out of play, so it's a 1-1 count. The bats came alive for Felician. It was an up and down last couple weeks for them trying to get the sticks going. And they've come out in a big way against a hungry Post team. They just need one more out to seal what would be a sweep of a doubleheader at Lemoy Field. Here's the pitch. One more strike for Felician. And the pitch. Post still alive as that one's taken low. Here it comes. Another foul ball. Post continuing to be pesky. That one just inside ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So Isabella Oliver will try and keep the train moving. She's had a 4-hit doubleheader. So the right person to have up in this spot. Takes a strike 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouled away, and Post down to their final strike once again. Bases loaded. Eagles trying to send this game to the 7th. One more out, and this game would end right here. Rise ball way too high. Calabrese on deck. And the pitch. Another foul ball. outside. So Oliver hanging by a thread. And the pitch. Inside just by a fraction. So Oliver has worked the count back in her favor. She fouls it away once again. Oliver digs in. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that ends this doubleheader. An 11-0 win here in Game 2 for Felician. They took Game 1 14-8. Run rule here. A 6-run top of the 6th with a grand slam in it. And the story of the game, Kim Torres had 5 hits, including 2 home runs throughout this doubleheader. So a great day for her, a great day for the Golden Falcons. They sweep the doubleheader here at Lemoyne. This one a final score of 11-0. This is Robbie Johnson signing off. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you very, very soon.